Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, Slow Down with Sarah Jean. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys what we eat in a week. It's just some meal inspiration. I'm going to share a meal from each day of the week, whether it be breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and show you how I cook it for my family. Right now the baby is not eating, so it's technically a family of 4. He'll be eating probably within a couple of months. But yeah, I really like watching videos like this, and I also love just scrolling Pinterest to find out different recipes to make for my family. For the recipes, I'll link them below in the description box. Sometimes I just kind of like wing things and throw things together, so for you know, people who like recipes and exact measurements, sometimes you're not going to find that because I just see what I got and I roll with it. But yeah, for the ones that I did use a recipe for, I will go ahead and link it for you. So for the first recipe, I basically made a crustless pizza for lunch. I chopped up some crushed red peppers, I chopped up some onion and garlic, and then in a cast iron skillet, I just cooked up some pasture-raised grass-fed beef. And once that was done, I scooped it out, and then I added the red peppers, onions, and garlic back to the same cast iron skillet so that could cook up a little bit. And when that was done, I just added the ground beef back to the skillet, added in some marinara. You can add in whatever tomato sauce you have, and some seasonings like Italian seasoning, parsley, you know, whatever you have. This is such an easy recipe to just throw together with literally whatever you have. And then I just topped it with some shredded cheese and pepperoni, and I stuck it in the oven for about 15 minutes just so the cheese could get nice and golden, and my family loved this meal. I recently actually added this recipe to my blog, so I will link it in the description box, and you can head there if you're interested in finding out exactly the exact measurements and everything that I used. The next recipe that I am sharing was breakfast tacos that we had for breakfast. I just cooked up some pasture-raised bacon that we got in our pig share, and I made some scrambled eggs from our chickens in the backyard. And then once those were both cooked, I just added some avocado to our tortilla, put in some crushed bacon, the eggs, and added some cheese. I like to add some hot sauce to mine, or you could add ketchup or salsa, or you could add nothing and it's still good. My girls just liked theirs plain. And then I just served alongside cantaloupe to make it a nice and filling breakfast. For the next day, I made a tuna casserole. So my husband Anthony is a firefighter and he works 24-hour shifts, and usually when he works I will heat up leftovers or do something easy like breakfast for dinner, but tonight I decided to make a tuna casserole because he doesn't like fish, so it's our time to have some fish, and that's what I decided to make because this is all that I had. So I just had 2 cans of tuna, and I chopped up some red onion, but I would advise not using a red onion. It was way too strong, and use either like a sweet onion or a yellow onion. And then I just shredded up some cheese and cooked some pasta. And with the pasta, I threw in some frozen green beans, but you can use corn or peas, really whatever you have. And then I just put it all together in a casserole dish with some mayonnaise and olive oil, topped it with the cheese, and threw it in the oven for about 30 minutes. and it actually came out really good, but my girls didn't like the onions. Maybe if you cooked the onions first, or like I said, if you used more of a milder onion, it wouldn't be as strong. But other than that, I love this dish when you're in a pinch. And for dinner the next night, I made a roasted chicken with au gratin potatoes and also a little side salad and some sourdough bread. Oh my God, this was my best meal of the week. It tasted so good. I love doing a roasted chicken once a week at least, because then I can use the bones for bone broth. So what I did, and I make it really easy, I just do it in the Instant Pot, and it only takes like an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. So I took the chicken and I put some coconut oil inside of my Instant Pot and put it on the saute function. And then I sauteed it a little bit on both sides to get it nice and brown. And then I took my little trivet, put that inside the Instant Pot, and then I put the chicken back in there, put the cover on with I skipped a step. I added a cup of water. And then I put the chicken back in and cook it for about 45 minutes or so. It depends on the size of your chicken, but it'll be anywhere between 35 to 45 minutes. My chicken was about almost 5 pounds and I did 45 minutes. And then while the chicken was cooking, I peeled some potatoes. I did 1 sweet potato and 3 russet potatoes. And then I sliced them up and also sliced up a little bit of onion, and I put it in a cast iron skillet. And then I made up my cheese sauce for the au gratin potatoes. And I made that by sauteing some butter and a little bit of whole wheat flour because that was all I had on hand. And then I added some milk once that had cooked up for a couple of minutes. And then once it became nice and thick, you just have to keep whisking it. And once it became nice and thick, I went ahead and took it off the heat and added in the cheese so that it became a nice thick cheese sauce. And then I poured that right over the potatoes. Then I added tinfoil over the cast iron skillet and cooked them in the oven for an hour. I also prepared a little side salad to go with this, and like I said, I had made some sourdough bread, so this was such a delicious meal, and honestly, these potatoes were to die for. I'll go ahead and link the recipe where I got the potatoes. And then basically I didn't even wash out my Instant Pot. I just went ahead and added the bones right back to the pot after we had dinner with a little bit of chicken still left on them. I save my scraps, so onion peels and the bottoms of celery or carrot skins, and I just added all that in along with some celery, onion, and carrots. And then I add a little bit of apple cider vinegar and fill it all the way up to the max line with water. And then I cook it in the Instant Pot for 3 hours. And if it sits overnight, then I just leave it and I'll strain it out the next morning, which is what I did tonight because it was already late after dinner. I just went ahead and let the Instant Pot do its thing. It sat overnight, and in the morning I strained it off to yummy, delicious bone broth, and I'm gonna use it for soup this week. Thanks so much for watching today, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this content, and if you did, you can go ahead and just let me know in the comments that you'd like to see more videos like this. So if you guys are new here, make sure you hit the subscribe button. I've been trying to put out a video at least once a week, and it was nice hanging with you guys today. Have a good one. Peace.